Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me in another of my monologues. You'll own nothing and be happy, they say, don't they? That's what they say. Well, the WEF say that on their website somewhere. And a lot of other people, commentators, have been saying that's what's happening to us. Well, of course, it's actually true, isn't it? Anyway, we own nothing, and hopefully many of us are happy. At least we can try to be happy in the certain circumstances that we're in. But we don't own anything, do we? I mean, if we're brutally honest with ourselves, it would be a lie to say that we own anything. In fact, all we own really is nothing, because we didn't make it. Who made it? Well, there are questions about that. Everything stems from, well, the earth, doesn't it? Everything is there on the earth, whether you believe it to be a planet, whether you believe it to be a flat plane, whatever you believe it to be, the minerals and all the things that are extracted from the earth, all the materials, they have already been created, and not by man. Not by man. Man's come along, of course, and fashioned them into different shapes. And he can say, well, I took some of this and I turned it into metal, and then I fashioned that metal and I put rubber wheels on it if it's a car, for example, or I took out some clay and I fired it and made it into a house and put a roof on. But so I built it and I put my sweat and tears into it, but I can't actually say that I have made from nothing the clay house or a car or a transistor radio or whatever it might be. The creator of this earth created everything. Now that, you may have your own interpretation of what the creator is. You may say it's the universe. You may call it God. You may call it, I don't know, the ultimate, the universal mind. Who knows? But we do know that man didn't create it. Man didn't create the earth. Nobody was over there. It wasn't Bill Gates or Tony Blair or one of those that created it. It wasn't Mr. Starmer, for example, who created the earth. And so when it comes to ownership, who owns anything? Nobody owns anything. So what do we think that we own? When you buy a house and you say, well, I've bought this house, I own this house, or you buy a car, what do you think that you have? No, you don't actually own anything. You've bought a title to that. Is that an entitlement to use that? You've bought it. And where did you buy it from? And who had it in the first place? Well, it would seem that the government and authority have these titles. They're just titles, so they're not real, really. They're just made-up words, like Mr. is just a made-up word. It's kind of meaningless, isn't it? Mr., Mrs., Ms. They're sort of just words. They're not real things. And titles the same. Lord and Lady so-and-so. Well, the Lord bit and the Lady bit, they're just made up words. They're meaningless, just as the title to your house or the title to your car. We're told we're not, in this country, we're not the owners of anything. We're just the keeper of the car. We're just the keeper. And that's really true, I guess. We are the keeper. We didn't actually make the car. We didn't make the metal, the rubber, etc., as I was just saying. So all we're buying is titles. And titles, as you just heard me say, and the logic is there, is kind of invisible. It's nothing. Meaningless. Meaningless. We bought titles to houses. We bought titles to cars. We bought titles to everything. And everything that exists, we give a name to, don't we? We give it, it's a label. And a label is just, again, a meaningless thing. It's just a word. It's not the thing itself. So we don't own anything. We don't own anything. And therefore, although they say you're going to be happy, well, let's hope we are happy. I do hope we're happy. But they give us the entitlement, don't they? In their system, they give us the entitlement. Oh yes, you think you've bought a house, but you've just bought a title to the house. You basically bought a bit of paper that says the name, their name for your house, and an address, and a plot on a map. It's not the actual physical bricks, because they don't really own them. They don't own the land. They don't own anything. They don't own it. So there's the interesting part that perhaps we need to think about is nobody owns anything. They claim that they own things, don't they? But they don't own it any more than we do. Nobody owns it. So even if they say, well, actually the mortgage company owns all of that, no, they just own the title, just the title deeds. It's just bits of paper. It's just this fakery that we're being told that we live in. We believe we've spent a lot of money over a lot of time to purchase a house, what we call a house. Again, that's just another label, isn't it? With bricks and however your house is made. Maybe you've got a straw house or a timber framed house, or perhaps you've got a glass house, a greenhouse, I don't know, whatever house you've got. We think that we have spent with their money, their fiat currency, of course, which is their money, which is backed by nothing, which is just bits of paper. It's just an idea. And we have used their money, which we have worked really hard, and we've agreed to have their money, their fakery. We work really hard, our sweat, and we do whatever work for these big companies or whomever it is. And we, in exchange for that, we get these bits of paper backed by nothing, meaningless bits of paper. And we then buy out of these meaningless bits of paper titles to things, which are also meaningless bits of paper. There's a lot of meaningless bits of paper that we seem to have fallen into in their world. And that's not really the real world. It's a fake world, isn't it? There's the earth, and then there's this fake world wrapped around it that we think we're in, with these fake bits of paper that are meaningless, and we buy titles to things thinking that we own something, but of course all of us own nothing. But the important thing to remember is they don't own them either, and they can't prove ownership because they are not the creator. And because they are not the creator, they're not God, they can't claim to own anything, because ownership can only be by the being, the omnipresent being, or whatever it is, the God that created everything. So it's interesting to have an argument then with somebody who says, well, we now own it. Do you? Where's your receipt from God then? Did God give it to you? Where's the receipt? Where's the bit of paper that says God, the creator, the universe, the ultimate thing, the universal mind, whatever it is that you believe that might have created this wonderful green earth that we're standing on, whether it be planet or flat plane or just a mirage, whatever it is, where is the receipt from that being, that creation, that ultimate power? They haven't got it any more than we've got it. All we've got is bits of paper, which are in a fake world on a fake wrapping. We don't actually live in that world, really, but we get conditioned to believe that we do. It's all fakery. So be happy, and know that they don't own it any more than we do. But the great thing is that we all, if you go by the Bible, it tells us that we have dominion on the earth, and that the dominion means that we are enabled to use these things. And they can't tell us not to. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Thank you for watching.